My name is Iva Thorne. By all accounts, I have a perfect life. I have a husband, Daniel, who remembers our anniversary and brings me tulips every Friday. We live in a house that was once featured in Architectural Digest. I run a successful lifestyle blog called Curated Calm, and for the past 18 months, I've been having an affair with my husband's brother, Leo. Before you judge, and you will understand the architecture of my life. Perfection is a beautiful, airless prison. Daniel loves the idea of me, the curated version, the one who pairs linen napkins with seasonal china and never has a hair out of place. Leo sees the woman who wants to smash the china. He's the crack in my pristine world, and I fell into him. It started at a family barbecue. Daniel was obsessing over the perfect char on the steaks. Leo was in the kitchen, stealing a handful of olives. He looked at me, really looked, and said, "You look exhausted from all this happiness, Ava." No one had ever acknowledged the effort before. It was like he'd turned on a light in a room I'd been sitting in the dark for years. He's the black sheep, the musician, the one who shows up with wine that's too bold and opinions that are too loud. He's everything Daniel is not. Our secret was a work of art. Leo travels for gigs. I travel for brand. Collaborations. We'd meet in anonymous cities and rented apartments where it could be just Ava, not Ava Thorne. No curation, just truth, and it was glorious. The steaks made it addictive. Family dinners were our private stage. Leo would sit across from me, his foot brushing mine under the table, while Daniel talked about stock portfolios. The thrill was nuclear. I was living a double life, so audacious, so close to the sun, that the heat was part of the high. Then, 3 weeks ago, my perfect life faced its only real threat, a journalist. Maggie Sloan, an investigative reporter for a major digital outlet. She was doing a profile piece, the woman behind Curated Calm, authenticity in the age of aesthetics. Daniel was thrilled. Amazing exposure. He said, Leo texted, "Be careful, she's a bloodhound." I wasn't worried. Lying is my native language. Maggie Sloan was in her 40s, with sharp eyes and a deceptively warm smile. She didn't want to see the studio. She wanted to see the living room, where life actually happens, she said. We sat. She recorded. She asked about the blog, about Daniel. Then, casually, like she was commenting on the weather, "Yours is such a compelling story. The seamless blend of personal and professional. It's so consistent." Do you ever feel the pressure of that consistency? The fear that one crack could unravel the whole brand? A chill went down my spine. Her eyes weren't on my face. They were scanning the room like a detective. Authenticity isn't about being messy. It's about intentionality. Choosing what serves your peace. Choosing. Interesting word. And your brother-in-law, Leo, he seems like the opposite of intentional. The chaotic artist. Does his presence ever disrupt the peace? My blood went cold. I kept smiling. Leo brings a wonderful creative energy. We adore him. As she packed her bag, she paused at my bookshelf. My shelves are color-coded. It's a thing. I love your system. It's so ordered. Her finger trailed along the spines, then stopped. She pulled out a book, a collection of romantic poetry. It was Leo's. He left it here months ago. He'd inscribed the inside cover. "To for the woman who hides storms behind still waters." Always, she didn't open it. She just slotted it back, her smile unchanged. "Thank you for your time, Ava. This has been illuminating." The door closed, and I stood in my perfect living room, feeling the first true crack splinter up from the foundation. I texted Leo. She's not doing a profile. She's investigating. His reply was instant. "What did you give her?" "Nothing, but she saw your book." His next text froze me. "She contacted me last week. Asked for a comment on family dynamics." I said no comment. "Ava, she knows." This wasn't an interview. It was a reconnaissance mission. Maggie Sloan wasn't writing about mindfulness. She was writing about infidelity, about hypocrisy, about the beautiful, crumbling facade of curated calm. The suspense wasn't if she would expose us, but when and how publicly. My entire life was a house of cards, and a journalist had just leaned in to blow. I became a CEO of damage control. Leo wanted to run. Let's just go, now, before it all comes down. But I was addicted to the game, to the life I'd built. I wasn't ready to let it go. I invited Maggie for a follow-up, had a quiet club. This time, I was in control. Maggie, let's skip the preamble. What's your real story? The price of perfection. The lies we sell to others, and more importantly, to ourselves. You have no proof of any lies. I have a source. Close to your husband, the world narrowed to a tunnel. A source, close to Daniel. Here's my offer, an exclusive. You tell me the real story, the truth behind the brand, the complications. You control the narrative, you get ahead of it. Otherwise, I publish what I have. And what I have is salacious, Ava. It will be a feeding frenzy. I went to Leo, to our last safe house. I told him about the source. His face, usually so open, closed like a vault. There's no source, it's me, he explained. Maggie had approached him. He'd said no, then she'd shown him photos. Of me, with another man. Not him. A ghost from 2 years ago. A fling I thought was buried. She'd blackmailed him. Give her the story on Ava, or she'd send the photos to Daniel. Leo, in his chaotic, disastrous attempt to protect me, to protect us, had fed her pieces. Small truths, hoping it would be enough. Our perfect, passionate rebellion was built on the same foundation as my curated life, lies. I had two options. Let her publish a story of half-truths and old ghosts, or tell the true story myself. The ultimate act of curation. I called Maggie. I accepted her offer. But I am Ava Thorne. I don't lose control of the narrative. I published it myself. Uncurated calm. A post titled The Lie of Perfection. A letter I never wanted to write. I confessed to an affair. Not with Leo, I protected him, the only true thing I had left. I used the old ghost. I framed it as a past mistake, a symptom of the silent pressure to be perfect. I wrote about the loneliness of a beautiful life. I apologized to my husband. I announced I was stepping away. It was a masterstroke. A controlled demolition. The internet exploded, but the narrative was mine. Sympathy flooded in. So brave, they said. So raw. Daniel left. Of course he did. The tulips stopped. And Leo, he read the post. He knew the truth I'd buried to save him. His last text to me read, "You curated our secret into a better story too. Even now. Goodbye, Ava. This is where the facades we build to impress the world become the cages that confine us. Where the most carefully crafted story is often the biggest lie, and the truth is the only thing that can truly set you free, even as it burns everything to the ground. Welcome to Light After Dark. We don't shy away from the beautiful ruin here. We examine the wreckage of choices made in the shadows of perfect lives. What is the cost of your curation? What grows in the space between who you are and who you post? If you are drawn to stories where the pursuit of a flawless image leads to a catastrophic human crack, you are not alone. This is your sanctuary. Subscribe. Tap the bell. The most compelling truths are often hidden in the most devastating lies. My life is no longer perfect. It is quiet. It is real. I live in a small apartment with mismatched plates. Sometimes I miss the china. I always miss the lie. The greatest suspense isn't in the keeping of a secret. It's in the moment you decide to set it free and watch heart and throat to see what survives the explosion. I am Ava Thorne. And for the first time, that name belongs to a real woman, sitting in the quiet, beautiful wreckage of her own making.